So this is my 2012 Honda Accord as a 4-cylinder automatic transmission. Now previously on this channel I had actually done a transmission fluid drain and fill on this very car, and I had stated in that video that there was no replaceable transmission filter. And that may sound weird to some people, but not so much to me, because I was working behind the parts counter at the time that I was looking up the fluid and filters for this before I started this channel. And all the listings said there was no replaceable filter. So it didn't sound that crazy to me, especially when you consider that for the last 25 years, manufacturers have been making it more and more difficult for average Joe to service their own vehicle at home. And then when you take in the idea that for many, many years now, it's become industry standard that when you go and get a transmission fluid change at your big instant oil change places, which is probably the most popular places, all the big chains like that, they never change your filters. They're only doing a flush. It's a transmission back flush. So they're taking the lines loose, hooking up to the line, coolant line, and they're reverse flushing the transmission with fluid, which pushes the particulates, not all of them, but pushes the particulates out of the filter, down the lines, and then they get filtered within the machine they're flushing them with. So since filters aren't getting changed anyway, it would make sense that manufacturers stop putting accessible filters on them. So I have what I would call a cautionary tale for you, which is how I actually found out this thing has a transmission filter. It's not necessarily about the filter, it's more about the fluid. But a friend of mine owns, I believe it's a 2014 Honda Ridgeline. He bought it with really low mileage on it a few years ago, and he's a salesman, regional salesperson. He drives a lot, like 40,000 miles a year plus. So he's servicing his a lot. And he generally doesn't bring it into here to me because, there's an instant oil change place really close and really convenient to his house, a lot closer than I am. But he had already had the transmission serviced once by Honda, and it was coming due again. He was having a very busy month, was really due for his oil change, went to the oil change place and said, you know what, while you have it, go ahead and do the fluid on the transmission while you're doing the oil. And he was going out of town for a couple of days, and he said the whole time he was driving it, those couple of days he was out of town, this transmission just did not shift right the whole time. And when he got back, he went back to them and said, hey, something's going on here. Did you guys use Honda fluid? And they're like, well, we use a Honda compatible fluid. What they were using was like an import multi-car fluid. You don't do that with a Honda. You want to use genuine Honda fluid. Like this one would take the ATF DW1 because this is a regular transmission, automatic transmission, not a CVT. CVTs take a different fluid. You don't want to mix them up. But you want to use genuine Honda fluid on a Honda, just like you want to use Honda power steering fluid. Never a universal power steering fluid, only if it says Honda specifically on it. So we ended up taking this thing, he went and bought some fluid, and he came over and he had a filter with him that looked just like this one. And I'm like, listings show nothing for my car. He says, well, I found one for my car. So we changed the transmission fluid and filter. Now, we're going to do several more changes on his car before we're done with it, because try to get all that old stuff out. You're either going to take it back to Honda, have them do a complete flush, with all new Honda fluid, or we're going to have to drain and fill it several times, and he's opted to drain and fill several times. So we ended up finding the filter was actually in a logical location right up along the core support. Kind of difficult to get your hand in there, but a logical position. And I know there wasn't one on mine. So I took the part number of his filter and I did a cross-reference to compatibility. What cars does it fit? And guess what? This car showed up on the list as one of the cars that fits. So then I'm like, okay, where the heck did they hide it at? Because it's not up anywhere around the radiator where it's supposed to be. Well, I found out where it's at, and that's what this video is all about. We are not going to go through the whole process of actually dropping off the whole plastic underbelly and showing you where the dipstick is and the process within the owner's manual on actual proper fluid check, because there is a proper fluid check process for these things. But Honda does have, within their owner's manual, it says within the odometer, there are letter codes that come up to tell you when to change it, and I go through all of that in that video. If you want to see that video, there will be a link to it at the end of this one. And as always, we will have a link to the transmission fluid and the filter to Amazon. I will try to put the genuine Honda fluid is actually a little bit cheaper on Amazon than going to the dealer. And I will try to see if I can put both the like an aftermarket and the genuine Honda transmission filter. So like I said, I previously changed the transmission fluid on this on another video, but since I actually had waited till 70,000 miles to do it, I was planning on doing another fill and fluid change, or drain and fill. And I got my opportunity right now in the shop to be able to get it in today, and we're at 50% oil life. I absolutely do not recommend ever going to zero oil life on your oil meter. And that's a whole discussion as to why not, and especially how far you should go. It kind of depends on the vehicle you're dealing with. But I like to change it much sooner than that, but I didn't want to do it at like 80%. I can do it at 50. I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, where is the transmission filter on these things? From the top side, it's really, really hard to see, but it's way down in underneath all of this stuff here, because these are your transmission, not this is your coolant line, but there's transmission lines that come right here, right in here, and it's down underneath here. Now, it seems like a weird spot logically, but from a standpoint of assembling the car at the factory, it actually makes a lot of sense. But for servicing it, not so much. So to give you a little better look at where it's at, if you were to take the 10 millimeter nut off the stud here, and then there's a little spring clip here that you press, you can take the fuse panel and you can pull it aside, and we can see it right there. That is the transmission filter right there, clamped into that bracket right there. Now there is some special tools where you can get in there remotely with a clamp to do it, but I think if we go from underneath, we can do it without the special tools. So the best view I can get you is with the wheel off and from the front side of the wheel. You can see right there. So it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but if you go from one side here of the K-member and go through here from the other side, you can get both hands in there with a ratcheting wrench and get the bolt loose here. And we're trying to show you how to do it with no special tools. And we can get that off, and then we'll get the top part of the bracket off and go from there. So short of using those remote cable operated clamping tools, you can use these if you have them. You can buy these pretty cheap at Harbor Freight for a set, and probably a lot less than that clamping tool. And you can get through here and get up in there, and it's just long enough to get a hold of it and squeeze it and pull that bottom clamp down, which out of the way. So getting the top clamp from the bottom is not so easy, but you get from the top side here with that out of the way, you can pull this up here beside the electrical panel here and take this and basically do just the same thing you did on the bottom. After several attempts of trying to do this thing, best way to actually do it is to move the fuse panel back as far as you can, bring this in front of the fuse panel. Then you can actually get a hold of this thing well enough to actually get it to start twisting and working, and it helps to use, you know, a pair of pliers to get a hold of it and initially get it to start moving. And it takes a lot of grip strength to do this. We got it off. Now, like I've always say on this channel, and I always will say, when I'm doing a job like this, have I ever done this before? No, I haven't. This is my first attempt at this, so I'm learning as I go. But, like I encourage everybody else, you just got to jump in there and do it, or you're never going to learn how to do it. So it's a lot easier to see this up here than it is down under there. But when you're putting this in, the final positioning of this thing wants to be this way with the flange down, and we have this bracket that it goes into that's going to go around it like that. This hooks to a hook on the one side of the bracket and then the bolt on the other. So when you're putting it back in, especially like if you're doing it like I'm doing right now, we're actually going to be starting it upside down because it's going to hang. And then we can just push that in, move this up, and then we can fish all this stuff back down here, and then get from the other side and hook up the other hose and get it into the bracket. Not the most convenient spot for servicing, but that's where they put it. We got to deal with it. So I found after struggling a little bit, the best way for me to get the bolt into the bracket was to reach from the top side, get one hand on either side of the fuse panel, one down in there to hold the bracket and the other one to put the bolt in place. And you'll be, laying on the engine to do that. But that worked for me. And then we come back in here and put this clamp back up in there. Now we're ready to refill the transmission with fluid, and all that rest of that part will be in the other video that I'll have linked at the end.